Welcome back. I'm Russ, along with Angel and Carlos, Ryan, and we've got two guests today. One is Doug Lampy, and that's with LuftCar. Is that how you say it, Doug?
Correct.
And then the CEO. How do I say your name properly, Mr. CEO? Sant. Okay, very good. So I have been obsessed with the whole idea of flying cars for 20 years now. Obviously, you probably have been too if you're in the business. Tell me, Doug, when did you get involved with and excited about flying cars?
Yeah, probably same as you. You know, as a kid watching the Jetsons, this is something that I think we all expected by now we'd have. I've heard you lots of times on the air say, you know, it's the 21st century. How do we not have flying cars, right?
Right.
And so now I met this guy Sant, and he has a lot of great experience from both Boeing and Ford, specifically in hydrogen. And so he said, hey, I want to start this company, LuftCar. It's going to be a flying car company, hydrogen-based fuel, vertical takeoff. And I said, where do I sign up? And so really, I have the easiest job in the world. My job is to get people excited about flying cars. So pretty much you just say flying car. Most people light up and say, tell me more.
Well, as soon as I heard flying car, the first thing I think of is there was a guy, the Mueller guy, who was trying for years to have one fly, and he just couldn't get it to work. You know, I think that there was one video of him, and he had this Mueller flying car thing. It was still tethered to a rope, and it was very difficult. Sant, how were you able to actually make this come to fruition? How were you able to actually make this work?
So primarily, well, thanks for having me here. So primarily, there has been a revolution in electrification, right? With the batteries and with hydrogen fuel cells, you know, you can put electricity to any corner of any body and distribute it and make it fly. When you attach propellers to any four corners of even your desk, you can make the desk fly. So that is why this new revolution is making flying cars possible. Because earlier we were all tied to gas engines and propeller shafts, and you couldn't really distribute power to different corners to lift anything up.
Right.
But now flying car is a reality. It's not a moonshot initiative anymore. And really now the government has launched what they call the hydrogen shot, which is they're trying to push hydrogen into the commercial space, make hydrogen be the future of all fuels or of all power generation. Right?
Hey, so when we think of sky cars, right, we think of, all right, everybody's going to have a sky car, everyone's going to be flying to work like the Jetsons, blah blah blah. But obviously, there's the opportunity to crash one of those. Is that reality to think that it's going to be for the normal common guy, or are these still going to be kind of like planes where you're going to have a pilot, you're going to have a special person to fly it?
No, that's another revolution that's making this a common vehicle, a vehicle for the common people, right? Which would be autonomy. So with autonomy, you'll be able to get from point A to point B with minimum intervention in your flight. And the whole point in having a flying car is that you have that personal freedom to use a vehicle for yourself, rather than going to airports and standing in lines or being part of a bigger value chain where you don't have to line up to big book cars. So the personal vehicle, the flying car could be a true personal vehicle, and that's what we're aiming it to be. But LuftCar is going to be a multi-purpose vehicle. It could be a great cargo vehicle, could be a shared car vehicle. A company like Uber can have LuftCars to take people from one city to another city. And also it could be a personal vehicle. You can fly from, say, Gainesville, Florida to your work in Orlando, right, within like 30 minutes and get to work. So that's what we're targeting: personal space, personal mobility, and also commercial air cargo and stuff like that.
Okay, all right, and you're bringing these sky cars, LuftCars, to Central Florida. Is that accurate?
Yes, we are based out of Orlando. That's where our headquarters is. But we are getting a lot of attention from Europe, asking us to move to Germany. I mean, they could not imagine a company called LuftCar not being in Germany. But I was telling people that that's the only thing German about us.
Right.
Having said that, LuftCar has got this unique concept. It's going to be a road vehicle and an air vehicle. It's a true flying car. Many of the companies that say they're flying cars, they usually make electric helicopters. That's what they are. They make electric hovercrafts. But we are making a car that can fly up to 300 miles and can drive up to 150 miles on the road. So you go to Miami from Orlando, you can drive around in Miami in your vehicle, and you can fly back or fly to Key West from there on. So it's a regional transportation vehicle, and we are talking to Orlando Airport next week. We are also talking to the city of Orlando itself. We are talking to Austin. We are talking to many other cities and trying to make this vehicle happen.
Sant, have you flown one yet? Have you actually been in one and got to whip around?
I've driven hydrogen cars. I used to work on hydrogen car program at Ford. I built 300 hydrogen cars, but I've not yet flown one electric vehicle yet. But that's what we'll be doing next year. Okay,
all right. Doug, how about you? Have you been in one yet?
We haven't yet. We're still in the simulation phase on our vehicle. There's a ton of competitors out there. This is a $20 billion and up potential market that we're getting into here with LuftCar.
Yeah.
And so we're wrapping up the finalization of our design, looking to start building a prototype as soon as possible.
That's exciting. Carlos, question for Doug or Sant, who is with the company LuftCar. It's a flying car coming to Central Florida.
Yeah, thank you guys for being on the show. I just wonder, so with this, is it going to be like a motorcycle where like you just go on the streets and it's up to you and risk is your own and you can take off? Or is it going to be like a plane, like a true plane? You'd have to contact air traffic control. Can we fly here? And it's kind of three parts. And what about in the air crashing regulations, rules? Whoever wants to cover all that, I'm all ears.
Yeah, I think I'll jump in with that, Carlos. The short answer is, NASA has a program on advanced air mobility, and that's working with the FAA to figure out exactly how to make air travel safer for individuals like us and ideas like LuftCar. So we're actually part of a working group where we talk to people that are partnering with NASA on exactly those things, how to make it safe. To answer your question, it's not going to be like a motorcycle that when you are flying in a LuftCar, you'll get in, you'll basically push a button, it will take you to your destination.
So you don't really fly it. You don't really fly
gotcha.
it. It does it with GPS. It just takes you where you're supposed to go.
Correct, and that's really the future of personal air travel, is that you'll be able to book this vehicle, for example, in a shared ride scenario. The road, it'll come to your house on the road. When it's on the road, it is a car, right? It has to meet all the standard NTHSA guidelines as far as road safety. And then when it flies, yes, we have to meet all the FAA standards, but those are evolving to allow this type of personal travel.
All right, Doug, here's the thing. Okay, I want to get one. I want it in red. I would like to have maybe like a lightning bolt on the side.
Picture of me.
What's it gonna cost me to get
braided one? Yeah,
yeah, with monsters on the side. What's it gonna cost me to get a LuftCar that I can drive around in?
Yeah, I'll go with it. So that will be around $300,000 to $350,000. That's
easy
not
peasy.
bad.
No
That's
problem.
not bad.
Considering
For a flying car, that's not bad at all.
Yeah, absolutely. The point is that you can live in any place in a real estate of your choice, and you can fly for up to an hour to a place. So real estate that have never been played comes into play with a vehicle like this. So that's why I call this the Model T of flying cars.
Yeah, you've got to be excited, Sant. This is future stuff. This is not, this is kind of cool.
Are you guys public? I mean, can we invest in you guys?
Not yet.
No, not yet. Okay. All right. Just wondering. Maybe I can get a little insider information. I mean, just kidding. Definitely not that.
Whoa, sir. If we've learned anything, right?
Sorry. I didn't mean to straight up say that on the air.
So the picture we see right now on the screen, is that just kind of a rendered drawing, or is that an actual LuftCar?
It's an actual design that we have in place right now.
Okay.
And it's not just a visual. It's got a lot of structural simulation that gone into it. But there is also a car component that we are not showing at this point in time. That's still IP protected. But when my attorney gives me the green signal, then I'll be telling all the rest of the world on the car concept.
That is awesome, guys. Well, very good. Well, I appreciate you showing the audience this. When can we expect to see it here in Central Florida?
Like I said, by end of 2022.
2022.
That's so soon.
Yeah. Congrats, guys. Good luck. That's we'll be rooting you on for sure.
All right, thank you. Need all the support. Thank you.
Yeah.
Hey, Doug, thanks for getting hold of me, man. I appreciate that, buddy.
No problem. Great. Thanks for having us on, Russ.
Thanks for listening and thanks for doing it. Yeah, there you go. So Sky Car. I mean, now it's a reality. It's not. This is not
It's
just like
definitely closer than it's ever been. Yeah.
Yeah, not just a jokey joke or anything like that. Like they actually have it now. So that's pretty cool. Thanks for listening, guys. I appreciate it.